Hey guys, this is birdayy. Today we're going to be covering some essentials of small stakes Zoom. These are just some things that I think regs aren't doing properly, and I think they're a bit of a leak for some people. So there should be two parts to this, but today we're going to be covering identifying, categorizing, and exploiting the weaker opponents in the pool. And in that, we'll look at things to look for, some table examples, once we've identified them, how we should adapt, and then exploiting them by using exploitative lines, which we'd never use versus regs. And secondly, I want to talk about protecting our checking ranges. I think it's pretty important once you get past 10NL, because regs will be noticing the hands you check, and you have to make sure you have hands that can withstand some barrels. So first of all, for identifying the weaker players, first thing that's pretty important is looking for the mobile or tablet icon. In 2014, it's pretty much the first thing you should look for. If you see them, you pretty much always tag them as a weaker player. So that I've just got an example of what it would look like in game. VIP level is obviously very important. Generally, if they're showing the VIP level under Supernova, it's indicative of a weaker player. Obviously, if you're at like 10NL, then maybe Gold Star is for a regular there and he's showing off all of his volume. But generally, if you see like Gold Star or Silver Star at 50 or 100 NL, generally going to be weaker. Number of tables they're playing is extremely important. Sometimes regs mix in like 2 or 1 Zoom tables into their regular table mix, but generally 1 tablers are generally weaker, 4 tablers are nearly always a reg. Stack size is another important one, so you got to be careful with this. There are some short stackers and weird regs that use strange stack sizes. Guys like James Gav 19 and stuff just buy in and let their stack dwindle down on like 4 tables of 50 NL, weird stuff like that. So you got to be careful. And generally, if you see players raging in the chat box, abusing people and swearing in Russian or something, they're generally a weaker player, so look out for that. Also, avatar reads. This freaking koala is always used by fish for some example. Also, like douchey Russian guys with sunglasses on. The Pocket Aces avatar is a classic. Generally, avatars which they haven't put a lot of effort into them, and like Windows stock images are a good one to look for. So I think whilst you're grinding, your general setup should be to always have the lobby near you available so you can check how many tables people are playing. Just in this example, I've just got like a random table of 50 NL open, and I can just quickly look up how many tables people are playing like right next to it. So you can either have that on like an external monitor or on your main monitor whilst you're playing. So this is my personal setup. So I've got Hold'em Manager on the left side of my other monitor, the lobby open, and then my tables on the right monitor. So I think this is like generally a pretty good setup in terms of just being able to access a lot of information very quickly. So we're going to go through a quick example of a random table. Without doing too much work, you could identify 3 players as weaker at this table, being VTR, Titar, and Dhoni. This is due to the tablet icon, mobile icon, and Silver Star. If Dhoni is not a fish, we'll probably find out later, but generally we should treat him as one until we're proven otherwise. So in terms of categorizing, I generally categorize them in around 4 main categories. The first would be the bad regs. Usually they're rake back grinding, been in a limit for a long time and not improving very much. They may play a little bit more emotional, kind of like a live player, like I 3-bet me again, I'm going to 4-bet now. They usually have pretty obvious leaks, which we can find in our HUD. So I just listed examples. Say they fold their big blind versus button too much, you can just raise any 2. They fold to C-bets too high, you can just change your C-bet ranges. So yeah, to exploit this, you just find the leak after you've played a decent sample with them and pound away.